Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us here today to talk about our marketing strategy for life education. Myself and my team are very happy to be here.
Firstly, I'm going to talk about the future market conditions that life education is affected by. As life education is an educational service, it is part of the educational sector. Childhood, as you can see, is a critical time for healthy development, learning, and establishing good foundations for future well-being. Reflective of this trending need, the education sector is a highly competitive market. This is predominantly due to disregard to the one-size-fits-all approach to students. This meaning, as modern times and research have come into play, you can see that all students are different, all students have different needs, and our learning needs to reflect this model. Life education has effectively taken up this model through the implementation of their program. Reflective of this highly competitive marketplace, life education is affected by direct and indirect competitors. Directly, they are influenced by Red Frogs Australia, Positive Choices, and Healthy Kids Association. Indirectly, they are influenced from other parts of the curriculum, for example, school camps, sporting events, and school concerts. These are indirect competitors as they take up a lot of more resources and time out of the curriculum that could be placed into time with life education. Secondly, the current position of life education shows that while competitors are a significant issue, they provide a platform in which life education can provide a unique service and add value to what they are providing. This is also due to the effect of life education being a not-for-profit organisation. Due to this, they are heavily reliant on government funding, which also poses a significant threat should the funding decrease. This creates a need for differentiation in the market and for life education to implement a blue ocean strategy to create themselves being an uncontested market space. In doing so, life education can provide a unique service that adds value and can assist in behavioural change. Furthermore, in implementing a blue ocean strategy, myself and my team believe there is a significant opportunity within utilising technological service into life education. This is due to technological services reflecting the current market and the future demand conditions. Not only this, but they also provide a significant opportunity to stand out from its competitors. This innovative strategy would be the first to market and would really assist in implementing a competitive advantage. Furthermore, implementing a technological opportunity would assist in transcending boundaries and providing a greater ability for access. This is particularly relevant for life education, as their equity for access policy means that no school is too small for them to participate with and assist. Implementing a technological service would decrease that barrier of reaching such schools. Such opportunities through this technological opportunity include online classes, a tracking system, and an introduction of an app into their delivery model. This delivery model does have limitations and opportunities, however. This delivery model can lead to an increased school and student access rate, an allowance for prior and post-learn opportunities, a higher ability to create behavioural change, a relief of a financial burden of having a large workforce. However, the limitations include a reduced effectiveness of face-to-face learning and an upfront investment due to the associated changing or adjusting to the delivery model.
So, as mentioned, the educational sector is a highly competitive environment, and in order to thrive in the market, life education would have to re-evaluate their current business operations. To do so, they would have to put in place strategic blue ocean strategies in order to address the current issues faced by the business. These issues include lack of awareness, misperception, lack of market share, and also funding. In turn, this would improve long-term success. We started looking at viable blue ocean strategies dependent on opportunities and threats in the market. We looked at path 4 and 5 specifically, path 4 being complementary products and services. We found that this path had really great untapped value, which could benefit both the customer and the business. To do so, we would have to put in place specific technologies due to the opportunity in the market. Technologies like apps, online learning, or even tracking systems. Additionally, we also looked at the emotional and functional orientation of a business. Life Education is currently somewhat emotionally orientated. They do this by branding themselves with their Healthy Harold character. However, we would like to see a bit of a change from the emotional orientation to more of a functional orientation, really putting in place the program's benefits and how it achieves a behavioural change for children. When developing our first recommendation, we looked at what challenges Life Education was currently facing, but also what opportunities there were in the market. We found that technology was a very prominent opportunity that would allow for growth and also long-term success of the company. This allowed us to come up with the Life Education app. The app would be able to track students' behavioural change over the duration of their schooling life. In order to use the app, children would have to download it prior to their session and would be given a unique username and password specific to their school. The children would then participate in questionnaires before and after the program, allowing us to gain the information that we need. Whilst the app would be appropriate to the growing market, it fails to account in accessibility and it doesn't really address the problems. Our second recommendation looked at the possibility of creating an online portal. The portal would have 3 elements, being Life Education Kids, Life Education Parents, and Life Education Teachers. Therefore, we'll be focusing on all 3 levels of consumers. Unlike the first recommendation, this portal would allow for tracking of behavioural change and also have questionnaires specific to the children's age and the courses that they're doing. The original problem of accessibility would be combated this way, as not every child has a device that they could bring to school and download an app on. However, studies show that there is 1 computer to every 3 students. Therefore, the online portal would be used on a computer and be accessible in all schools Australia-wide. This Blue Ocean strategy has many more strengths than our first recommendation. It would be accessible for students year-wide, supplying them with resources and educational support. It also pressures schools to annually acquire Life Education in order to receive that support, therefore providing a sense of membership, giving them that support that they really do need.
Thanks, Julia. I'll now be talking about our main findings that have assisted us in recommending this Blue Ocean strategy. As we have stated, Life Education is currently facing many issues in regards to awareness, perception, market share and funding. Our recommended Blue Ocean strategy of the Life Education portal has the capabilities to improve your current position and provide long-term success. The Life Education portal aims to track behavioural change in students. With this information, parents will be able to see how their child is progressing and the tangible evidence that Life Education is in fact educating their children. It removes a misperception surrounding the brand and what it does while also increasing awareness. In turn, we expect to see a greater market share as it will provide a demand for parents to track their children's development and in turn pressuring schools to provide that. The online portal will also be used to highlight to parents and schools the scope of the program, outlining what they do and their role as an advocate, further serving Life Education the opportunity to meet the strategic goals of building brand awareness, perception, as well as increase in market share in the education industry. Online educational programs in recent statistics have been shown to ultimately increase parent and teacher communication. Online apps and portals help in building parent-teacher relations beyond the walls of just the educational institutions. These assist teachers responding to the queries from the parents regarding the development of their child, and it will also help in maintaining the transparency of the education industry. Not only does the portal have the capabilities to track the progress for parents and schools, but it will also provide evidence for government funding. Government funding is received on the condition that the company, Life Education, is providing what you say you are delivering to students. So the complementary byproduct of an educational portal will ultimately provide analysis for the government entities to determine how Life Education are impacting society, and this can thus result in greater funding. So therefore, the portal can not only allow Life Education but also the government to see the health issues are addressed effectively and efficiently and which areas may require more assistance. So statistics conducted by Life Education and the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare currently show that parents of this generation are particularly concerned about the safety of their children online, being a technological advanced generation. So 92% of parents agree online safety education should be mandatory in schools, in addition to 87% of parents ranking their children's safety online as one of the biggest concerns. These statistics can lead to the government allocating more funds to health issues they see as a problem within students and ultimately the whole of society. This will assist in decreasing the statistics of 30% of children being bullied, as well as continue to contribute to the Australian children's health in a positive way. The government supporting the Life Education portal will increase the amount of schools and students being reached for the same price, thus a value for money valuation strategy. Further, the portal for Life Education will be efficient and effective in meeting the future outcomes of the organisation, including gaining strong brand reputation and the adoption of a diverse program delivery model. So, as outlined in the analysis, the accessibility and affordability of technology statistics in New South Wales make this a viable solution. Coupled with our recommendation of the online portal, the increased use of social media for branding and advertising can be used for the portal to assist in successfully building brand awareness. The use of social media will be used to introduce existing and new customers in the community to their online portal. Social media advertising on platforms such as Facebook and Instagram are an accessible way to reach these new markets and target specific demographics. Australia in particular is one of the most active in the world on social media, with a total of around 60% of the country's population active users on Facebook. The Life Education portal will be beneficial for all students of all age groups. However, high schoolers will in particular find this strategy more engaging as they are used to interacting with online platforms daily. This new learning method can provide a fun and exciting way for students to engage and be educated on the health issues stated by Life Education. The introduction of online activities of the portal is a way that indulges students in a healthy thought process and will help them understand things from a different perspective. Hence, this will assist Life Education's goal of increasing school students' participation, in particular expanding high school students' interaction from 3,000 to 5,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. In the long term, this strategy will help you with the next 3 or 4 years in allowing you guys to meet the goal of 300,000 to 400,000 students.
In terms of the marketing mix, we do plan to expand on it with the introduction of our recommended strategy. In terms of product, we really want to keep our current product, which is the specialist educators going to schools and delivering an educational program. However, we want to add the portal as an added bonus, giving Life Education that competitive advantage. In terms of price, we also want to keep price consistent with the competition, instead wanting to gain government funding to lower prices for future. The distribution channels for Life Education are quite extensive. However, with the introduction of technology, they have the opportunity to reach their desired goal of 350,000 to 400,000 students per year. Currently, Life Education advertises through their social media accounts and their websites. However, it would also be great to add advertising through schools to really engage with parents. The people involved with the service will also grow to have e-commerce marketers and also people in charge of maintaining and growing our online portal. And lastly, in terms of physical evidence, we already have resources and support available, but we'd like to make that year-round. The online tracking of behavioural change will also be an added feature of physical evidence.
Currently, Life Education is experiencing increased competition, saturating the market, leading to a decreased market share. It is forecasted that technology within this segment is rapidly increasing. Children's education and health is a concern, and consumers are demanding affordable and accessible programs and resources. The marketing mix aims to add an online function in the current service and a portal to the product. The pricing would remain the same as the current pricing strategy is effective. The program aims to increase accessibility through technology. The promotional aspect aims to add advertising within schools. The process will be changed through the portal, which aims to bridge the gap and get parents involved. We aim to expand the team to assist in creation and growth of the portal, and the physical evidence will include resources available year-round, accessibility for teachers, parents and students, and online tracking of behaviour change. The current strategy canvas of Life Education in comparison to its regional and industry competitors reveals that we needed to reduce community factors, raise funding, services, partnerships, online following, and accessibility to create technological services and growth potential, which all can be achieved through our Blue Ocean strategy. The buyer utility map outlines to consumers all the forces Life Education can pull to deliver exceptional utility to buyers, as well as the various experiences they can have with the service of the online portal. The current industry offering is strong in delivery and simplicity and use for fun and image. But we want to also add to this the convenience in purchase, the customer productivity in use, and the customer productivity in maintenance through a Blue Ocean focus. The price corridor helps identify the pricing of the education industry and the competitors of Life Education. The pricing of Life Education makes it affordable to the masses, being placed in the mid-level pricing segment. This is an effective pricing strategy. The strategic sequence measures the feasibility and validity of the recommended strategies, thus dramatically reducing business model risk. Our model meets the needs of the business by increasing awareness and changing misperceptions of the service with an aim to increase market share and government funding. The pricing model is consistent with that of competition. An increase in government funding would allow for increased services at a reduced price. Currently, Life Education reaches 250,000 primary school students per year, however, aims to reach around 350 to 400,000. Our model estimates a 200% growth through with an increased government funding over 5 years, which will achieve roughly around 500,000 students, which meets our goals. The adoption hurdles include an untapped market space, setting up technology and maintenance of the portal, ensuring schools continue to choose Life Education, building trust between customers to allow behavioral activity tracked, communicating and cementing role in market. These all have been met with a viable response as shown in the table.
Effective planning and control of the implementation strategy will lead to an increased competitive advantage and amplified performance. Reflective of this, we have decided to implement the implementation plan through 4 phases. First, the testing/creation of the portal. Second, educating the current consumer to the transition of the online portal. Thirdly, educating potential consumers. Fourthly, the reflection. And finally, should all these phases be completed, Life Education will be an uncontested market space.
The budget reflects the costs that are expected to incur in the 3 phases of the implementation plan, with the majority of the costs going into the creation of the online portal and in the advertising campaign. The total cost for the budget is expected to be $145,000. Phase 1 consists of testing and creation of the online portal, and consists of research and development, testing and development, maintenance of online portal, security of online portal, creation of online portal, and testing of online portal, with the total sum of Phase 1 estimated at $81,000. Phase 2 is educating current consumers and consists of primarily advertising and includes Facebook advertising, Google AdWords, newsletter advertisements, school advertisements, webpage maintenance, with the total sum being estimated at $59,000. Phase 3 is educating potential consumers and consists of endorsement from government bodies and endorsement from schools, with the total estimated cost for Phase 3 being $5,000. This makes up the total of $145,000 for the implementation plan. While being a heavy investment to adopt this new online portal, it is hoped that in the long term, it will generate large sums of revenue for Life Education.
The recommendations presented in this presentation will transition Life Education from a heavily saturated market into an uncontested market space as the future direction and the realms of Blue Ocean. The successful transition through the implementation strategy phases will create an opportunity for Life Education to continue to reach their future goals while ensuring they are upholding their values and continuing to provide the best educational experience.